Yo, what up, everyone? Welcome to the Melanated Anime Club. We have a very special presentation for you this evening. This is kind of fun for me because, Melanated Anime Club, me, Wes, and Matt, I'm going to pull them up real quick. We've all been doing this for a long time. I'm going to leave Matt off. That's a good call. We've been planning this together. We've been making the show. We've been really enjoying it. And yeah, we had a good time of rounding up some friends and kind of having a little bit of normalcy, kicking off 2021 with the roast of Matt Kidd. So let's get this thing going. Matt Kidd is such a great person. I think all of us here that he's worked with or has influenced us in some way, shape, or form. I personally first met Matt Kidd, at least that I remember, was in Halloween of 2015, where he was dressed as Devon Dudley. So as you must know, even in his own dream world, he is second best in whatever he does. Now, I could sit here and go in about Matt Kidd and really go in on him, but we brought a lot of people that are actually funny to come and do that. And I am 100% confident that I'm not going to roast Matt Kidd because he's going to take care of it himself at the end of the show. But what has been said about Matt Kidd that hasn't been said about Steve Carell, and the 40-Year-Old Virgin? He's got a bunch of cool things and has never had any kind of connection or relationship to my knowledge. That being said, I want to bring out the first roaster for the evening. Your friend and ours. Let's give a round of applause in that chat. I can see you and your comments do pop in. So if you laugh or you see something you like, go ahead and get in that chat. As we welcome our first roaster of the evening, let's bring on MVP.
Hey, gang. What up?
What up?
Good, y'all. Welcome to the roast of Matt Kidd. God damn, Matt Kidd, I got a lot of time, so here we go. I told you were already dead, and I told you were already dead in Japanese, and I believe that's what kicked this whole bitch off. Omae wa mo shinderu. You started a black anime club, a melanated anime club, and you don't even know Fists of the North Star. My guy, what the fuck are you doing, man? Go back and watch some Sailor Moon. Go back and watch fucking, I don't know, 06, 07 Gundam, whatever it is, and fucking figure that shit out, all right? Because it was popping, but you know what it is. We out here to get this melanated anime club popping with this roast. So, in 1911 is when the Eagle Scouts were formed, which was probably about the same time that you joined, right? Because I remember when we went camping and you had to look at a map, like just a regular ass map, and somehow you got a squad of mostly people of color lost in the woods of Wisconsin for an extra 5 hours when we had to check out at 3. And I had to just pause in the middle of the forest, pull out the GPS, and was like, hey, yo, and we walk this way, we walk into Minnesota. Like, so what did we do? We had to walk to the nearest fucking highway, call 3 Ubers just for the drivers, and drive them back to the campsite that Matt was leading us away from, and finally get us out on time. So that's number 1. Number 2, Matt Kidd loves Facebook more than most 75-year-old men I know. Any comments like it? I appreciate the comments that come up on my Facebook feed every time I post, because it's usually my Uncle Doug, who's like 75 years old, white, married into the family, and like hella racist. I don't really talk to him. And then right after that, it's usually Matt Kidd that posts like a period or just what. And I'm like, Matt, what? What's the problem with the status? And then he just never responds. So I'll text him. I'll be like, yo, what's going on? And he's like, oh, I was high. I really didn't know, honestly. I was like, but you just put a period, dog. It's like, I don't know. So again, Matt Kidd loves Facebook more than 75-year-old men. Matt Kidd's laugh out loud photo. I don't know if we brought it. I think we brought it up, but if we don't, I'll have Jarek bring it up. There it is. Matt Kidd's laugh out loud photos look like he was the first black man in baseball after Jackie Robinson. He was just like real happy to be here, which might explain why he loves comedy sports so much, because it's clear that Matt is trying to be the last black man on minor league. And Matt took one look at this comedy sports diversity plan and said, oh yeah, they got me. It's gonna be my time soon. They got me. Pre-pandemic, you can find me and Matt Kidd and Justin singing the Shakers. You know, it was our jam. It was the number one thing we love to do, which is impressive because we would love to sing Belle Biv DeVoe. And what's more impressive about that, in a group of 2 black guys and an Asian guy, Matt Kidd usually was the person that looked like he was the most uncomfortable. He stood out the most. And 3 black people, or a song group by three black men and an Asian. That kid somehow seemed like he was the most out of place. Whew, I'm almost out of time. So what else we got? Sushi Gang. Sushi Gang was dope. I met Mad Kid at Sushi Gang. Gang. We out here. That's the number one reason we out here. Sushi Gang, we love that shit.
Number one.
I spent a shit ton of time with Matt at Six Flags, where he was legitimately our dad. And we had to drag his ass onto every single roller coaster for no reason. It was like, Dad, why did you come here if you weren't gonna ride the roller coaster, bro? Just be with us. Be with us, Dad. What weekend with you? Get on the goddamn roller coaster. I'd like to go back to the very beginning. It looks like in 2018 it was the first time that me and Matt became friends. I don't remember whether it was before or after Sushi Gang, but he wrote on my wall. He said, "Friend 1000," and I was like, "Damn, that's poignant." And I remember that as like, "Motherfucker, this is forever." But man, I didn't know it was gonna be forever. Like, I'm sorry, bro. Okay, Matt, I love you, bro. I'm glad I could hop on this bitch for like last minute and do this shit. It was so fun, man. I love you. I think you're wonderful for taking all this shit. I look forward to hanging out with you in person in real life again, and I look forward to you popping into Among Us for no goddamn reason at like 5 hours after we start high as fuck and killing people out in public, and like 5 other people are watching you run around. Like, you know, that's not the point of the game. You have to be like sneaky, right? That's the whole point of the game, is not to get caught. Anyway, love you, bro.
Wow. Right on, everyone. That was a shout out for MVP. He's also a Chicago improviser comedian. Before this all went down, he was out there performing like most of us out here are or were. I'm not in Chicago anymore. It's been a couple years. But yeah, that was MVP, fucking killing it like always. He's actually the reigning champion of the Smokeout, which hopefully will be coming back 420 this year. Mm-hmm. It was a crazy year last year, but I'm speaking it into the universe. But that's enough about me and my bullshit. Coming up next is actually another person that I've always found very funny. I never really had a chance to work with them as much as I wish I could have when I was in Chicago. I was seeing them everywhere. And let's give a round of applause as we bring up Dev Middleton.
Hey, gang shit. What's going on? Hey, so, oh man, as y'all know, I'm gender fluid. You know, I use all pronouns, including she, her. So Matt Kid asked me to be a part of this roast since all the women he's close to in his life do not exist. Spoiler alert, nobody with a vagina is going to be a part of this roast because none of his female friends live past the Great Depression. Where to start? Matt Kid, friend, son, improvising, maybe even employed, but we're not sure. Matt Kid has performed at more than 1 but less than 3 theaters in Chicago, including Comedy Sports, where well-known, famous, well-known, rich, and famous, and also well-known comedians have gotten their start before blowing up. Big names such as To Be Determined, and of course, TBD. And who can forget TBD, also known as To Be Determined? He's also performed at the Not That Late Show, which on any given night is packed to the walls with chairs, tables, and other seating arrangements, such as stools for their 9 audience members. You might remember him from popular sketches, including the one where it seems like Tech might have gotten messed up. The one where you can tell it wasn't planned out all the way. Or my personal favorite, the one that was a funny concept, but ultimately didn't have strong enough legs to be a full 4-minute sketch. You may also know him for his podcast called Black Anime Podcast or something. Available on a well-known podcast streaming service, Facebook Live, where podcasts are historically known to be listened to. That's right, y'all. Facebook Live. famous for showing police brutality in these three niggas talking about cartoons. Matt Kidd defying stereotypes by being both black and only average height. A friend to us all. We know so much about Matt Kidd. His birthday was sometime in the last 12 months and is possibly today. And he hails from one of the 50 states in America. Compare that to his brother, Andrew Kidd, a mysterious stranger who actually celebrated his 34th birthday this past November 20th in his home in Shaker Heights, Ohio, and hopefully had the day off at his job at the Cleveland Hopkins International Airport. We know nothing about his brother because Matt, insert middle name here, Kidd, is our brother. Now, since Matt Kidd is just so one of a kind, here's a list of special qualities that I feel are specifically unique to Matt Kidd and only Matt Kidd. Number 1, lungs. Number 2, bones. Number 3, shoes. Number 4, eyeballs. Number 5, hands. Number 6, toes. Number 7, eyeballs again. Number 8, reading. And number 9, doing improv for $5. The list could go on forever, but we're here to celebrate Matt Kidd, a genuinely good human being, a supportive friend and performer, and to me, a great representative of what the comedy community is supposed to be like. He makes everyone feel welcomed. You don't have to earn your way into his circle, and that's what makes Matt Kidd so great. While other people have no choice but to define themselves by the resumes of what show they have that night, Matt can define himself by all those things, plus how great of a friend and teammate he is. So cheers to Matt Kidd, and maybe even happy birthday.
Yo, give it up. Another round of applause, virtual applause for Dev Middleton. Killed that shit. That was fantastic.
Wow.
All right, so we got one of these situations here where one of our guests couldn't make it through. However, I did reach out to some of the other anime, clubs and collectives that do exist out there, and I actually did get a response back. They didn't have a video; they didn't have time to prepare a video for you, but they sent me a slideshow and gave me some things to say for you, Matt. So I hope you're ready as we
Okay, that makes sense.
We do this bit. Okay, so Matt, you've been asked to join. You've actually been granted membership here to the Anime Old Man Pervert Club, and I personally think it's great. And so, what the fuck can I can't do this because I'm staring at it. That's fine. But Matt Kidd is joined to the Old Man Pervert Club. Okay. Thank you.
This is great.
So Matt has been introduced to the Old Man Pervert Club. Welcome. First of all, the welcoming committee was Lupin III. He took the liberty to break into your house and look around. He actually found that you have a collection of what appears to be hand-drawn. I don't know, what's that thing where there's like a press and you put the paper on it and you have to scratch it with a pencil so you can see the image?
A stencil.
A stencil. They have a bunch of nudes from coming from around 1912 that are stencils of nudes, and Lupin III found them. That's great. I was really impressive. The Vice President Brooke, he wants to thank you for coming in. He knew you from back when he was with the Lumbar Pirates, so he just wanted to give you a shout out.
That's right.
This is Nobuyuki Misaki. You may remember him as Tenchi Muyo's dad. But he was actually telling us a story about how you used to sneak into the bathhouses, and so back in post World War II. Back in your 20s, was that your 30s?
20s.
Your 30s, back into that 20s. Okay, well, he was happy to see you. He wanted to make sure that you were involved and brought into the Old Man Pervert Club. Now, Jiraiya, he's in charge of outreach and development. It was actually him who reached out to you. Jiraiya, the Kirby trade, said, "You know what? I see potential in Matt. I think he has great power, but you know what? He watching something with penises in it right now. He's looking for anime penises." And so, you know what? They brought something out so they could welcome you to the club. I'm going to also add that Happosai, the treasurer. Now, y'all might not be familiar with Happosai. He's from an obscure 90s anime called Ranma Half. Yes. I don't know if you all are familiar. But anyway, he was the dirty old man. And as you can tell, he's a treasurer because he has a large collection of underwear that he's collected.
Oh my god, nice.
I don't got anything else to say about this other than Matt Kidd steals panties. All right, and then of course our president, Frankie, aka Cuddy Flam, wanted to thank you. He brought the nipple lights. He knows your nipples are the opposite of light. He's still happy for you to join the crew. And of course, the owner and founder, Master Roshi, wants to send you his biggest thanks of all, because he knows that if he needs it, you got the titties to give him that pafu pafu. All right, and that was the slideshow from the Old Man Pervert Anime Society. So there we go.
Thank you. Honored to be
wonderful
in
presentation.
that.
But for real though, that's the reason no women are on. To be fair, Matt did have a list of people that I asked him who wanted to come on and roast him, and there was a list of women on there. And much like everyone else has said, we don't know enough about Matt Kidd to do this. So, so I guess you were right there. No women know Matt Kidd well enough to roast him.
Yeah,
That was an option.
also not on the list.
You could have said no. You could have said no this whole time.
Yeah, I tried to call your friend. You remember Rose from the Titanic? Yeah, she died. Yeah, man.
Bad news.
Yeah.
You still haven't heard back from Amelia Earhart.
That was a
Yo, I
joke.
think
That was a
Amelia
joke takeoff.
Earhart killed herself so she
man.
wouldn't have to do this roast, bro.
No.
Okay. The proximity of our date and her untimely death is something I have overlooked.
Yeah. Yeah.
All right. So before we lose this too much more, let's bring up our next roaster, a good friend of ours. He's already been mentioned in the show. You might know him from Not That Late. We're gonna be one of the 9 people in the audience with the chairs and with the stools. Shout out as you bring out to the stage, Justin Swinston.
Damn, that one hurt a little, Dad. Damn. We turned a profit at least. God damn. Yeah, I'm gonna get these jokes off real quick, and I put the same amount of effort into these jokes as Matt did on the show. So I know traditionally at a roast you're supposed to write a joke for everybody on the panel, but since I don't have much time, let me just say I hate all you niggas equally and for these same exact reasons. Just like the format kid though, so let's just focus on that. And let me just say, Matt, you were amazing in Soul. I watched it last night, man. Like I wasn't expecting to be moved that way. You did your thing, brother. You may get that Oscar and shit. It's really a shame that, you know, David, Otis, and the other Temptations couldn't join us. For the fact that they're dead. You know, it takes a real special person to volunteer to get roasted. I legit thought today was Matt's birthday, but it's not. This is always a desperate cry for attention. And like, man, you could have just asked us for money. We could have started like therapy. Like, this is outrageous, making us do work in a pandemic. As some of you may know, Matt is from Ohio, and honestly, when you think about it, he's just like everybody from the Buckeye State, depressing, full of wind, and obsessed with interracial porn. Matt is at a very special age in his life. He's a little too old to work at a dispensary. I'd say he's too young to work at a dive bar as a bartender, but he's the perfect age to sell essential oils on Belmont Avenue. If you've ever wanted to know what the phrase "put some cussing on it" would look like as a person, you know, when the pandemic started, I was worried about a lot of performers, but actually not Matt Kidd, because you know, social distancing isn't a challenge for a man who's been emotionally distant as long as I've known him. Actually, as Devin brought up, painfully, me and Matt performed for a bunch of half-full theaters Doing the Not That Late Show, half full may be a bit of an overreach, but whatever. A few years ago, he got the chance to play Neil deGrasse Tyson, somebody he really looked up to and admired. And I was a little concerned, actually, for a myriad of reasons. But the main one was I thought the bit would go a bit to his head and he would start acting a little bit too much like Neil, but then I remembered that would require Matt to actually go near a woman. So I kind of wow, I guess this is gonna be the mean guy tonight. Whatever.
Hey, yo, I'm laughing.
Matt Kidd. Then you'll like this next one. Matt Kidd, how has never been married, but also looks like what happens when the ex takes everything in the divorce. Actually, when you really think about it, sit down and think about it, it's amazing that one man can somehow be Fred Sanford, George Jefferson, and Stanley from The Office all at once. But you know what? I am actually really thankful to have Matt in my life. It's really good to know what can happen if you don't apply yourself, because the last thing this world needs is another Matt Kidd. So I will, raise this quick little bit bottle real quick. Cheers to Matt Kidd. You know what I'm saying? Thank you for dragging us all into this shit. We gonna end your career tonight, baby. Cheers.
All right, yeah. Give another round of applause for Swinton over here. He's doing a great job, man. Just doing some great job roasting. We're kind of moving really quickly through here. Maybe this won't be the full hour I thought it was. Again, we had a couple more people that said they'd be on, but again, like most women in Matt's life, bailed at the last minute. So we will get our next roaster. This is a friend of mine. He actually at one point was my personal mentor as I joined Comedy Sports Chicago. He is great. He's very funny, much unlike Matt. Everyone make some noise as we bring to the stage Jesse Gomez.
Hey. What's up, Jesse?
Gentlemen, it's an honor to be here at the Animated Blurs Club. To be honest, I don't understand anything you guys are talking about with One Piece, one shot, whatever. All I know is this is the closest thing to a fucking treehouse with a no girls allowed sign. Don't worry. don't fucking worry about it. You guys are good. Honestly, like most everyone else, I was super surprised when Matt Kidd asked me to roast him because we don't hang out. And at first I thought that was just a me and Matt thing, but now I'm getting the feeling that it's a Matt and everybody thing. There was one time I showed up at some party he was at, and it was a bunch of like white dudes aggressively talking about the Marvel Cinematic Universe. Like you know the vibe, right? You know the vibe. He was right at home. He was like did not miss a beat. And I feel bad for Matt because like I honestly think like he was really excited about the chance to understudy Chris Redd, and then Justin Swinton came to town. And he just got market corrected, and that shit happens sometimes, Wow. I mean, bad news for both of them, though, right? That shit happens, Hey, can someone let Matt know that the barbershops have been open for like the last 7 or 8 months? Like, dude, I get it. You're committing, but you're starting to look like Frederick Doug Last. All right, my friend. Just get that shit lined up. You'll be fine. All right. Matt is an example of what happens when you code switch too hard. The motherfucking switch broke. And now we're stuck. You gotta be careful. You know what I'm saying? You gotta be fucking careful. We're navigating all these different worlds and environments, and if you fuck around, you might get stuck. And that's what happened to Matt. It's funny because I thought he changed his profile pic to Stacey Abrams months back on Facebook, but now I'm just seeing him in person here on the video stream. I can't tell the difference, honestly. They look the same to me. I gotta imagine Matt's really missing co-ed intramural sports leagues right about now with a bunch of his white friends. Again, I don't know. Just call it a hunch. I'm pretty sure he's on more than one kickball team. Last thing, Matt's kind of a fucking weird dude. I'll give you an example. We were talking online about music for 45 minutes. At the end of the conversation, he goes, "Hey, do you like music?" And I'm just like, what the fuck, man? I really don't understand it. And MVP, I'm with you on that. Matt does this thing where he comments on my Facebook posts through Facebook Messenger. So I'll just randomly at like 2 a.m. I'll just get a message from him. It'll be like, oh my God, I can't believe he said that. And I'd be like, who are you talking about? What did they say? Please go to bed. Anyway, as some of you guys know, I'm a parent of a 6-year-old, so I got to go to bed soon. Matt, happy birthday. I don't know, Matt. Happy anniversary. Happy, I don't know, bicentennial. I don't know, man. Thanks for having me.
Everyone, give it up for Jesse Gomez. Oh, man. Oh, this is great because everyone has something totally different to make fun of Matt about, even though they don't know him that well. It's fantastic.
No.
But we're going to keep this train going with someone that I feel like does know Matt, that we've just gotten the taste. I would say that this is the main event. That if you've watched the Black People animated show, or if you listen to the Black Anime podcast, or whatever the fuck, you will be very familiar with our next guest as we bring on Roman the Black Hand Frost.
Hey, I think I'm going to go by the rules of the roast and still talk about the other people who are here as well. I get to Matt. Just a little thing. First thing with Jesse G. I can't wait to see your live stream on Twitch playing Fortnite where you switch the word. I can't wait to see that later tonight. Just to switch it, I only got one note for you. Deodorant. I guess it was really a big workout. The corner and you sweat through Ali's shirt. Dev, how does it feel not being able to call white people the devil every day? How are you getting by, brother? Oh, really, man? My heart goes out to you. And MVP, I want to know how your midlife crisis is going, brother. My heart goes out to you as well, sir. Yeah, I'm not really good. I don't really watch roast, but this is a very interesting thing to do and be a part of for the very first time. I'm very happy to roast all these versions of Neil deGrasse Tyson if he was addicted to heroin. But I don't have the right background like everybody else does. I never really got to know Matt Kidd, to be honest, like knowing about his favorite food, what he likes to do at the end of the day, what kind of friends that we have. I was always blocked in by the reason why I hate him so much. By small things, like his face, his breath, what type of victims he liked to pick up at the park, those types of things. I never got around. I mean, he's a terrible human being. I mean, that's why we're all here, right? Never have I ever prayed for somebody to have male pattern baldness more in my life than I do with Matt Kidd. And look at God doing the opposite. His hair is getting longer. It just hurts to watch every day. Every Sunday, I see his hair gets worse and worse. Because the only person online with the GoFundMe to get him COVID-19, and I'm that 2020. It took Chadwick Boseman, but it left Matt Kidd, and I really want to talk to the manager right now. Every day. But wow. But I mean, sometimes you're funny. I've seen your shows. I heard you might have an award, but honestly, I can't acknowledge you getting an award unless, I guess, if the Olympics sponsored masturbation as a sport. Really, I can't really give you a trophy. But that's just me. I mean, it is bad. It is, it's bad when the sex shops have banned you on their own websites. You got to do better, Matt. But I'm shitting on him. But he isn't that bad. I've heard him. He had a date before, and I'm gonna let you know now, Matt. You didn't get ghosted. She actually sent one last message, and it was to me, but I didn't know what to do with it. All she said was this. And from her again.
Hey, yo.
But in the end, I love you guys' show. I love watching every Sunday, and I don't even like One Piece, but hearing you guys talk about it is great. But the thing that bugs me about your show is that it's always late, and we know why. It's because it's Matt Kidd. Nigga, you're 36. You are 36. Be on time. I know you ain't got nowhere to go. And we see your chair. You eat in it, you sleep in it, and we know you masturbate in it. So where the fuck have you been? If it's 11:01, we know why the show isn't on.
Jesus Christ.
Wow.
Yo.
But we all know he has friends. So the only friends he actually has is the group of incels that got Cyberpunk 2077 recalled. But also, we are all good fans. At the end of the day, we all like Mad Kid, and I really respect him. He's the only person that listens to my suggestions, and I really feel like he hears me out, even though it's always riddled with insults. Because genuinely, I do hate you. But we all know I do not like you. Listen to me, and I have to acknowledge you as a human being. So, with that being said, thanks, Matt Kidd, for being a good sport and taking these shots. I really respect
Yeah.
All right, let's go around for Roman.
Wonderful.
Oh,
Boo,
Lord.
Roman. Boo.
So before we get into
Who was that?
the
Get Roman
from
back.
Matt, I just want to take a moment here just to bring this back up.
Yo, can we
I don't know if you're familiar with this, but this is legitimately Matt Kidd's professional improv photo. If you go to Laugh Out Loud, the physical buildings, I'm sure they're closed, so you can't get in, but you can actually go and see this exact headshot. This headshot from 1947, right after he got back from World War II. And this is just crazy.
Yep.
I argue that you look better now than you did back in your 50s.
Yeah.
Zarek, this
You
is
look like
fucking,
you just got bad news.
You look like you just
his own
fucking
fart.
smelled a fart. Yeah.
He
Look like
Yeah,
you
yeah.
back down, and you just
I
found out.
genuinely do look like I smell like a fart. Because I probably do make farts.
We don't need this picture for you to smell like a fart, dog. Let's get that up 100. But I just want to take a moment here because, Laugh Out Loud, I haven't been there in a long time, but you know that they're really committed to diversity because they saw this picture and said, this is our diversity hire. The most non-threatening Black person we can have do improv for us. And they found him. So thank you, Matt, for being non-threatening Black person.
Yeah, I heard I had to this.
All right, and we're going to take this moment to give
I
you the
have a
shot
lane.
to finally say what you got to say. So, Matt Kidd, the floor is yours.
Thank you. I did not deserve any of this, and I'm glad we have nothing but free time to waste and roast the hell out of me. The jokes were funny for a bunch of mid-level improvisers who are always going to be in Chicago doing improv. I don't want to detract much from the highlights of the evening so far, but most of you guys have nailed it. I have found my lane, and that is definitely safe, untouchable Black man. It works. I have dreams of following Martin Morrow's footsteps of being
Damn it.
one big B. That's a good gig. If you are one of 3 safe Black men who can get the commercials,
He's not
That's good
saved.
money. I'm
Yeah, I
sorry.
wouldn't say
That's just
saved.
good.
He's not saved, brother.
I'm not going to comment on anything that has happened. We're not in the past. We're talking about how he
Stick to the people on the dais.
Thank you. MVP. Man, what is going on, my brother? What did you do with your hair? Are you that
Good,
bored
baby.
that you just wanted to be an
We out here
extra?
living.
Yo, you look like a balsa wood chemist, not a full alchemist. Just trash.
It's funny.
What are you doing? Like, is it like you have a woman in your life? There's no need to be doing this. And did you just walk down the street to CVS and just said, fuck it, just give me this blonde one? This Aryan look cool? I'm done. Jeff,
Shots.
hilarious as always. I do have a question. When you are thrifting, do you conversate with the white devils that are also there thrifting? Because that's where they shop. I am not above thrifting at all. And for someone whose wardrobe looks like they could be either Aunt Ethel or Sanford and Son, look, you work it every single time, and I am partially jealous of your wardrobe. Just the part that I'm jealous of. But yeah, like it's nothing but, and especially you're from Indiana. Like, there's nothing but thrift shops there. Like, there is the state motto: secondhand clothes for all. Justin Swinson, you brolic Wakandian. Look, I don't know what you have against that medium shirt you're wearing right now. But let it go. Either go up on size or cut back on the push-ups. I'm not one to talk. I have a fat belly. I am literally I'm not a 40-year-old virgin. No. I definitely know that's not. There's no
42-year-old version.
But everything else, no, it's not the 40. It's not the age thing. The thing happened. Okay. But the belly part that comes after 40, Jesse knows. Jesse knows all about like what happens when your body falls apart after a certain age.
Hey, yo.
It's perfectly fine to be protected because you're finding joy in other places. Just put it up.
Okay.
Ramon. Oh, Wes, I forgot you're here. Thank you for just being you.
You're welcome.
You're welcome. Ramon, you really shouldn't talk about anyone's hair. You look like you have a Brillo pad glued on top of your bumps. With that, to go back to Cedric, the entertainer, someone who is inching on copyright infringement, but hey, he can trademark his beard. I'm done. Yeah.
That was it?
Yeah, that's it. I'm done.
Honestly, the most bad kid ending.
After that rebuttal from Matt Kidd, I would like to go ahead and just say I'm gonna start up a new fundraiser. Please donate the information below. He needs influencers and followers. He needs money because someone got to help him learn how to write jokes. Apparently,
writing classes.
Writing classes. We can get him to take a stand-up course, maybe just some general stage presence. But just donate. Please donate to the Venmo below. The Matt Kidd, listen. We all know that he can go get a haircut, but that ain't gonna do nothing. That ain't gonna do. He can get in shape, and that not gonna do nothing. With your help, we can raise money to get Matt Kidd a personality. Just $3 a day. You too can help this child get what they want from this world.
Put the other one up. Put the one with the mustache up, the fake mustache.
What? Oh yeah, that one is good.
Yeah,
that's a good video. That's a good video.
I didn't have that one pre-uploaded. I didn't have that one pre-uploaded. My fault.
Oh,
it was so. That's attention. It's so good.
$3 for $3 a day. You can give Matt Kidd a personality. That's real.
He had
You got a
Oh.
donation coming in.
Matt
done
Kidd
changed it
is
to
who
a
Martin
drawing
Garrett would be
song.
if we didn't run him out of town.
Yo,
Level.
Yeah, Swinson did say he was going to end the man's career, so let's get him some money so we can maybe move
Let's
on.
get him
with it.
some money so he can move to LA
get
and
him
get on
some
Jimmy
money to
Kimmel.
get him a boat and then set that boat
Don't send
on
him out
fire.
here. Don't send him out here.
Yo, let's get Matt Kidd in
I will
the
be at
KFC
your doorstep
sequel.
first thing.
Yeah, somebody write that
Look,
back
yo,
to Martin
I'm
Morrow
starting
sitcom.
the crowdfunding. We getting you in the KFC sequel, bro. You can die on the stairs like Martin.
Yo, I heard TikTok is
That was bogus.
as a community for everyone. So Matt, maybe there's a fucking niche for you in TikTok or something. I don't know, like weird old guy fetish shit.
I don't know, man. He's been on Reddit and still ain't found shit in 12 years.
Maybe.
so- And I wouldn't let him around them kids. That's just being 100.
No.
Oh man.
All right. Well, this has been the roast of Matt Kidd.
Yeah.
Matt,
Oh,
I hope
God,
you guys
this is-
enjoyed this. Matt, this has been great. For real though, we're all here making fun of you because for the most part, we like you at the very least. You know, personally, I agree that you are a welcoming person, that you are a great person, and one of my favorite things about you is you are willing to help put other people on.
Yeah.
You may not really feel like, and I don't know what you feel about certain people, but I know that like if people talk to you and you talk to them, then you'll give them a chance, and that's more than a lot of people in the Chicago scene does. So, another shout out, another round of applause. Raise your glass to Matt Kidd, even though he's frozen.
Oh God.
Man,
Thank you so much.
It didn't get any other way.
yo, like
Oh, there he is. Sipping his milk.
God damn it, Matt! You really been. We've been roasting him. You've been
Eggnog.
sipping milk this whole time.
Oh, it's eggnog. Excuse me.
I gotta go to bed.
All right,
Eggnog.
Well,
Eggnog.
everyone, thank you all so much for coming out. We've been the Melanated Anime Club. We have our friends Jesse Gomez, Michael Van Pham, Dev Middleton, Ramon Frost, and Justin Swinson. As always, we've been the Melanated Anime Club. We'll be back next Sunday, and we'll be working on making more weird special events like this for you to enjoy.
Can we
More
leave it?
content.
Oh, you
Oh,
bet,
there it
brother.
Happy,
Yeah.
happy retirement, Matt Kidd.